Hey, what's up there, Justin? Speaking of 3 years on YouTube, you were one of my very early subscribers, I believe. Thanks for stopping in. We're going to be having a fun little stream tonight, checking out some of my early videos. We're going to watch my channel introduction video and laugh at how bad the production quality probably was back then. It's been a long time since I've reviewed any of these early videos. What's up, T? Yeah, this should be funny. Some of these early ones, they weren't bad, but I was learning how to do it. I actually had a good camera from the beginning and planned pretty well before I started my channel. But the audio on some of these early ones it was so bad. I was in a fursuit head recording audio from a built-in camera mic from across the room. Yeah, that didn't. And there was a lot of echo and stuff too because there was like no soundproofing in there. All lessons learned. Yeah, 3 years on YouTube. Well, longer than that with the YouTube account, but 3 years of uploading videos on YouTube. I think I have 117 uploads, plus one that I took down. Yeah, the diarrhea song was the only one I've taken down because it was just over the top. It was too juvenile even for me, and that's saying a lot because I'm really juvenile and immature. But that's a good thing. Not acting your age can be good sometimes. Cool. Well, let's see. We got 4 viewers now. Let's hang out for a bit. Once we get up to 8 or 10 or however many are going to pop in, we'll start watching my first video. That diarrhea song one was just too disgusting and juvenile. It was like over the top. I couldn't leave that up. And also, unfortunately, like on any video I've done that contains any type of fart joke, inevitably someone either accuses me of being into farting, or like says inappropriate stuff in the comments because they're into farting, and it's like just I don't want to go there. I mean, if you're into that, that's fine, but it's not my thing, and I don't really like being accused of it. I actually had to put a disclaimer on one of my other ones that had a fart joke in it, like, do not send me fart fetish messages. Please do not do that. It's cool if that's your thing, but it's not mine. It's just a joke. I think it's funny. Hey Johnson, what's up? We got dabs, hearts, and wolves. Very cool. Thank you for stopping in. We're just going to kind of chill. No real plans for tonight other than watching some of the early videos. I'll answer questions if people got them. Just kind of chill out, talk. I mean, heck, I could play some guitar maybe. I've never done that. I know Ace of Hearts Fox does that on his streams a lot. I don't know how well the audio would come through, but I could give that a try. I mean, we'll just experiment and have fun tonight. Figured this a good waste, and I put out some content yesterday and did a stream yesterday, but had to celebrate the occasion, do something for the 3rd anniversary. It was March. It was Justin, almost done with your PC build. Nice, Justin. Yeah, good luck with the GPU. I've been looking for an upgraded one, and yeah, there's like nothing available. I've been wanting to get like a 3070 or a 3080 or something because I tried streaming or just recording VR chat like with my Quest 2 linked to the PC, and it's like everything has to go through the GPU like twice, and my 1060 was like, help me, I can't take this. And I ended up having to switch to desktop mode because it was it did not work. My GPU is not able to keep up with streaming VR. Streaming VR is really taxing on your GPU. So someday maybe the 3080 will become available and I shall have one. All right. Yeah, my 1060 was a good choice when I built, or when I did not build this PC. When my best friend Zane built this for me, it was a good, it was like 1050, 1060, but he had no idea at the time I was going to be using this for like really heavy VR stuff that has just a lot of draw or strain on the GPU. I'm not even using proper terminology, I'm sure, but yeah, we didn't realize I was going to need something better because the VR chat thing was going to happen. I'm really not on VR chat as much as I'd like to be, but I hope to get on more. I've actually got decent avatars of both my characters on there now. I haven't got one of Kiri yet. I want to get one of her, although I don't talk when I'm playing Kiri. So just being a squeaker on there might be a little bit weird, but I'd like to find an otter base and have her as an option, at least on VR also. 2060, 2070. Yeah, those are definitely decent choices, and you can get those. I think I saw 2060 was available at Newegg or something. But I'm holding out for the big 3070 or 3080 or the AMD equivalent maybe if those become available. Because if you're, yeah, like I said, if you're in VR with a headset, pushing it back to the PC to record through OBS or something, it's like it just is a lot for your GPU to deal with. Mine didn't overheat or anything, but the fans were screaming on it. I thought it was my CPU, and I was like, and I realized now that's the GPU that I'm just pushing it too much with the VR stuff. As long as my internet holds out, hey, Fry Cookie, hopefully you're not getting well, you're in Nevada, so the storm's probably past you, I'm guessing, if you even got hit by that thing that's pummeling Denver right now. Thankfully, I'm far enough south that I didn't actually get hit by that storm that's pummeling Denver. My sister lives in Fort Collins, and she's got 28 inches so far of snow in her backyard. And we got 0 where I'm at, just barely far enough south that the whole storm missed us. So I'm pretty much digging being in New Mexico right now, not getting these horrible winter storms. It was a good move. Speaking of my early YouTube videos, these were my internet was so bad when I made these early videos that it would take up to an hour to upload a 1080p video because I was on satellite internet. I was living at 7,500 feet on the top of a mountain in the middle of literally nowhere with like 4 feet of snow on the ground. Having to heat my house with propane and firewood. And actually at one point I was having so much trouble uploading on that satellite internet, I would have to actually edit the video on my PC, which I was just using this old Windows 7 thing. That's why the editing's not so good on these early ones. Some of the guitar challenges, like the video and audio, are totally not synced because that PC was so laggy when I was editing video that it would just, you couldn't tell if it was synced up or not. So yeah, I used to actually have to put the video on a laptop and drive to a Wi-Fi hotspot to upload to YouTube because my internet was so bad. And now I have 100 up and 100 down, and I'm loving it. I can have a stream, like a HD YouTube video going, a gaming stream going, have like 2 different chats up, and it's like, oh, I've missed having good internet for so long. What's up, Yanni? Remember, you constantly complaining about your internet while you live in Colorado. Yeah, it was bad. Satellite internet sucks. They're so dishonest about it. Like it'll test at like 35 to 40 megs, but it doesn't perform like that. It acts like on paper, yeah, it does have 35 to 40 megs, but the latency with the high orbit satellite, the satellite's way up there, so the signal takes so long to get back and forth that your performance ends up being like less than 1. Another tornado outbreak. Oh, that's always a bad thing. Yikes. Hopefully you don't get any tornadoes. Yeah, I'm a little bit over the winter storms. Eventually, I'm probably going to move back to Colorado and have to deal with it again. But I don't know. Florida is starting to seem a little bit appealing down where Zane lives. Although I'm not a big fan of bugs or hurricanes, gotta say, or flat as a pancake topography. All right, we got 7 people on. Just to give it a few more minutes and see if anybody else pops in, and we'll start up my very first video channel introduction. We could do it like a music video reaction where I'll stop and comment on it, and we can all laugh at how mediocre my first videos were and how far I've come. I mean, honestly, I'm the most proud of my audio quality and how much that's improved since the beginning, because it was like, hey, Ike's the pink wolf. I probably mispronounced that horribly. Akis? Ikis? Cool. Hey, Tony, what's up? We are chilling, doing a little third anniversary YouTube celebration here. Gonna be watching some of my old, somewhat, I don't know if they're cringy. I don't think I did anything that was absolutely cringy, other than the diarrhea song that I talked about is the only one I have ever removed from my channel, because that was, I'm sure I made it into so many cringe compilations from that one. I finally was like, no, the diarrhea song must go. I didn't mispronounce your name. Okay, awesome. I attempted like 4 times, so I'm not sure which one was correct, but I'm glad one of them was correct. Oh, wow. We are up to 13 viewers. Wow, this is rocking and rolling. I don't know if I've ever had that many people on at a time on one of my streams. So I guess maybe some people liked the stream last night, and I should probably do this more often. Sometimes I go like a month or two between streams, and I really need to do this more because it's fun. It's not like it's difficult for me. It's not like I'm producing a video where there has to be research and scripting and setup of equipment and filming and all that stuff. Streaming is just like you turn the thing on, you find something to do, and you do it. And you get to interact with people during it too, which is pretty cool. I apologize if I look like my eyes are going in all different directions. My webcam is not. My webcam is in one place and my screens are all over here. I have a quad screen set up. I know that's ridiculous, but I have like a big screen on top of a big screen, and then I have 2 in portrait mode on the sides. With one has Telegram and one has Discord up, so I can like multitask. So that's why I realize on these streams my eyes are just like darting back and forth and never look like they're looking directly into the webcam. That's why, because I have a lot going on my end. I keep readjusting my mask because it keeps falling down. I can't wait to get a face rig or a VC, what the heck is it called? VC something. It's the alternate to face rig. VC face. That's it. I can't wait to get an avatar that works with one of those, so then I can just like have my avatar talking instead of me with my Cup Critters hat and my furry mask on. Because of my job, I don't really do the face reveal thing. I'm sort of, I mean, I don't really care. Like if they found out I was a furry, it'd be like whatever. But if they don't have to, I'm not gonna like push it, so I do disguise my face. But eventually, yeah, I'm gonna get an avatar. Problem is, it is so difficult to get somebody who can actually take like a VR chat avatar and make it into a face rig or VC face avatar. It's really time consuming. It's done in Blender mostly, I think. And you got to put all these like little face bones in, and it's really tedious process. So I was on the list for Ghost Cabot to make one for me, but unfortunately, they were going to charge me $1,000 for a custom avatar for face rig and VR chat, and that was like too much. I mean, I've got a good job, I've got some extra money, but not to be spending $1,000 for a digital avatar. That's a little too much. So yeah, eventually we'll get a face rig, and once I get that, I plan to stream a lot more because it's just gonna make it so easy. I don't know, maybe I'll get the paid version of Streamlabs OBS so I can start simulcasting on Twitch and YouTube, because I know a lot of people like Twitch. Most of the furry community doesn't really stream that much on YouTube anymore. They're over on Twitch now. So yeah, I just can't. I can only pick one or the other because I have the free version of OBS. If I pay them $8 a month, I can actually simulcast on both. So maybe I'll do that. I still have some Patreon, a little bit of Patreon income, although my two, I had one unexpectedly and one had a reason to drop off of Patreon, so I don't really have that much coming in, but it's enough to support the channel and kind of keep it self-sustaining. I kind of look at the channel like, I mean, it's just a fun thing, but I still want it to be self-sustaining. Like, it's not draining money out of my pocket to make content. Because as you notice on YouTube, I am not monetized. I'm not even eligible to monetize because I don't have 4,000 view hours in the last calendar year, or the last 365 days. Not even close. It's really hard to get to that number. So I'm not monetized. I don't think I'll monetize even when I'm eligible, because honestly, they pay you pennies. Unless you've got like 1 million subscribers, you don't make anything off of it. I'm gonna get a husky fursuit made for you or Twinkie Arts. Awesome. A Johnson. Very cool. Hope to see that. Twinkie Arts. Super cool maker. I don't know, I've never met the Made For You people, but I have met and actually interviewed Twinkie Arts on my YouTube channel before. I don't know if you saw that. I interviewed them at TFF 2020. It was basically the last con that happened in 2020, right before the shutdown. Everything, not the shutdown, the lockdown. So I got to interview Twinkie Arts. She was super cool. Hey, Adam Holtz. What's going on? We are going to chill out and talk and laugh at some of my older videos. We're going to start out with my my very first one here. Looks like we got yeah, we got quite a few people on. This is looking pretty good. All right, let me make sure my desktop audio is muted. That is not a good thing. We need my desktop audio not muted. So yeah, starting out, I did my channel intro. I'm sure this wasn't scripted. This was just off the cuff. I'd never done it before. I was probably stumbling over my words and having difficulty speaking. Eventually, I went to scripting. Oh, the other thing that's totally like cringy on some of these older videos is when I realized my audio sucked, trying to record from across the room through a fursuit head. I started pre-recording the audio so that way I could use a script and I could record right into a high-quality mic, and then like miming over it in my fursuit. And one single person has commented that they actually liked that, but I got a lot of people were just like, it was just so obvious. A lot of people called me out on that and didn't like it. And then I went down this long road of experimenting with audio until I finally figured out how to get really good quality audio, and I now have a system in place, I think different than any other furry YouTuber uses. It's kind of my own unique system, but the audio is just like, I can never get my hand in the thumbs up in the webcam. My hand is always out of the shot. But yeah, so you'll see some of that. If we watch a couple of these, you may notice me just like over the pre-recorded audio. I don't know why I decided to do that. I mean, it worked. It was pretty bad. Remember helping? Oh yeah, Justin, you did help me with the outro with all my, I had an outro for a while on my old, like this one here, that piece of artwork, which is my old original start and end card made by Opiaday. I've got a new one now made by them that's a little bit updated. But yeah, when I still had this one, Justin helped me put a bunch of my social media and artist and fursuit maker credits and stuff on there. which was really cool. That was nice to have. And I never, once I upgraded this in 2020 to a newer design, I never remade that. I just tend to put the credits in the description now. Oh yeah, I've got that Windows update pending too. It's like yelling at me, telling me they're going to stop support for my version of Windows, which it just did a huge update, but that must have been something else, or the update failed or something. I don't know what's up with that. But all right, I have not watched this, and you can see by the red bar. Actually, I have never watched this actually on YouTube. I've watched it, I'm sure, just for nostalgia's sake in my files, but it's been a long time and I don't remember what I talked about on my channel intro. So let's check out my channel intro. Oh, I remember that music. I literally had black gloves with the fingers cut off. I totally forgot that. That's before I discovered the guitar player, the musician's practice gloves from Amazon that I wear now, that are made for actually playing stringed instruments. I literally just took a cheap old pair of gloves, of thin gloves. They're cycling gloves, like cool weather cycling gloves, and I cut the fingers off. I totally forgot that. That's hilarious. And I'm just jamming right now. This is not a. This is just a improv. The focus of my camera is not very good. I don't know if I was on autofocus or manual, but the focus is yikes. Yeah, I think this was a mistake. I wasn't set on the right resolution. I wasn't set on 1080p, so I accidentally filmed this in 4:3 aspect ratio. Most of them were 1080p because I'm a hobbyist photographer, so I did actually have a DSLR, and I started the channel with the DSLR camera, but I just didn't have it set up right at the time, and the audio was not great either. Playing just some pentatonic blues stuff there. I'm actually a decently better guitarist now than I was back then. I've learned a lot more, partially probably due to those guitar challenges I used to do. But yeah, camera settings were a little wonky, focus was a little wonky, and we'll hear the audio quality here in a second. This mask needs to be like a half an inch longer to fit on my face properly. All right, let's see what I don't even remember what I talked about. I honestly have no clue what I talked about. This was obviously it Lurks 1.0. I had probably just gotten the bodysuit, because this was in March 2018. I would have gotten I went to MFF in 2017, which is in late November, early December, and I did not have the bodysuit at MFF. So this original bodysuit must have been brand new. And that the head, which is now Lucius Shadow. Hey, Lurks the Wolf here, in your face with my very first YouTube video. I've been planning on doing this for a while now, and I am incredibly excited that it's actually happening. Stay tuned to this channel for a bunch more good stuff. I'm going to try to keep uploading once a week or so. So I've known about the fandom for quite a while now. I've only been active for about the last year and a half. My first exposure to the fandom, maybe kind of like some of your guys' first exposure, was a couple of TV shows. They didn't exactly make the fandom look so great. I didn't watch the CSI Miami episode, so I'm not talking about that one. I saw a couple of shows like My Strange Addiction maybe, or something like that, about weird stuff people do. And it just kind of made the fandom look like a bunch of strange people that stand on street corners in mascot costumes waving at passing cars. So about a couple of years ago, I started thinking, hey, maybe this thing is something different. And I started looking on YouTube and watching videos, realized that, hey, this actually looks really fun. This isn't what I thought it was. Looks like something I might be into.
And about that time, I hit one of those birthdays with a 0 at the end that kind of makes you realize that you're not a kid anymore, or pretty soon you won't be. And I started thinking about my life and thinking like, hey, I need to do some more stuff. I need to just not be boring and antisocial and sit around my house. I need something that's going to get me out there and make me some friends, and the fandom kind of filled that void. You know, I graduated college, I got a job in my field, I just started working, and I got to the point where I got up, I went to work, I came home, drank a couple beers, at most posted something on an online forum here and there, went to bed and did it all over the next day. So
this actually is not nearly as bad as I thought it would be. Even though I'm not reading from a script here, I'm just talking. For my first video, I don't know if I could just do an off-the-cuff talking, unscripted talking video any better today than I was there. I'm actually shocked at how good this was. I'm talking coherently. I'm not stumbling over words. I thought this was going to be massively cringy, but it's actually not bad at all. So yeah, talking about, this is way before Riv. Riv didn't, well, no, it's not that. Actually, Riv arrived in August of 2018, so this was March of 2018. Riv would have actually been commissioned already by now, because the channel used to be called Riv and Lurks. And if you searched for that on YouTube, even if you spelled it right, it would redirect you to RV Perks. So I literally could not search for my own channel on YouTube. So I changed it to RL Furry Productions at the recommendation of Ash Coyote, actually. We were trying to figure out why I wasn't getting more subscribers, and it came up that you couldn't actually search for my channel. But yeah, I'm doing okay. I gotta say the focus is terrible. I was probably manually focused and it was just off. Or the autofocus. The problem is with autofocus a lot of times is it wants to find a face, but it doesn't recognize a fursuit face as a face. And it doesn't focus on it. And oh yeah, good point, Justin. I was actually a wolf at this point. I had not kind of created my my fantasy fiction species, the Varan, yet. So it was Lurks the wolf on this up until probably until I got Lurks 2.0. I decided when I was designing Lurks 2.0, I decided, oh, why don't I just make him the same, his face look like Riv, and have them be the same species. And yeah, the audio isn't as bad as I remember either. I'm talking into a DSLR mic that's sitting probably 8 feet away from me. So it's really not bad. I actually have background music. I must have done more research than I realized. I got my guitar amp. That's my little desktop amp. Right, you know, screw it. I'm gonna do a nose reveal. I'm gonna just let my nose out of the mask because it keeps falling down. I have my little amp, my amplifier speaker. This is like a PA speaker here. I hadn't had the lava lamp yet. The lava lamp came later. The lava lamp broke when I moved to New Mexico, unfortunately. But yeah, the lava lamp appeared. That was the worst accessory because it takes forever for it to warm up. It took like 2 hours for it to start lava lamping. So I have to like pre-plan to turn it on. All right, let's see where this goes from here.
I really didn't have a social life outside of work, and I realized that kind of sucked, and I didn't want to spend the rest of my life that way. So I jumped into the fandom, joined a bunch of different sites, Fur Affinity, got on Discord, Telegram, came up with my persona, got a fursuit, actually have another fursuit on the way for my other character, being made right now by Sparky Can Do. I am incredibly excited for that to get here. It should be about 2 more months. That's why the channel's called Riv and Lurks. It's going to be both of us, so I'll kind of be switching fursuits back and forth, trying to fool nobody into thinking that I'm actually 2 different people. So my interest in the fandom is...
Well, that's actually funny. I have numerous people now have no clue that I'm one person that plays all 3 characters. I still have people that comment regularly on YouTube that call us U2 or that totally think we're different people. So I guess I pulled off I pulled off the Riv voice. Actually, both of their voices are different. The one thing, if you notice here, my voice is much higher. This is my actual voice I'm using here. And then I started using a lower, forcing myself to speak lower for Lurks, kind of like a smooth radio DJ voice, like that for Lurks. And then, of course, I made the toony, high-pitched voice for Riv. And yeah, most people get it that I'm just one person because you never see us in the same shot. But I actually have fooled a few people into thinking we're we're multiple people. Yeah, a little mustache reveal. I do have a goatee because my chin is like non-existent, and my face looks like a jelly bean without facial hair.
Pretty much just innocent fun. I like dressing up in the costume. I like being silly. I like entertaining people. I like escaping from my adult life for a while, and that's kind of what it is for me. So the fandom so far has had a huge impact on my life. I went from being completely antisocial to having a great social life right now. I have a ton of new friends that I've met online, lots of people on Discord and Telegram and Fur Affinity forums and places like that. And I've met a bunch of people at cons too. Some of those people I met online, I ended up getting to go to cons with. I've been to 2 so far. My first con was Midwest Fur Fest. I kind of jumped into the deep end with that one. It was last year, the biggest con ever. And then I went to Texas Furry Fiesta a couple months ago. That was awesome too. I plan on going to a lot of cons. This is kind of gonna take up my vacation time, or the majority of it, just because I'm so into the fandom now. I already went to Texas Furry Fiesta this year. I plan on going to Anthro Weekend, Utah. I plan on going to Denver, and I plan on going to MFF again. And then next year, we'll see. If there's another one I decide that I want to check out, I'll do that. If these all end up being just awesome, I'll go back to these, just kind of leave it open and see what happens. So I'm on Twitter, I'm on Fur Affinity forums, Discord, Telegram. If you guys want to get in touch with me, you can definitely do it on there.
Wow, yeah, Fur Affinity forums. That's where I first got active in the fandom. I don't even have an account on there anymore. I was Rivendell Wolf at the time. That was the name of my account, which both my characters I thought were still wolves, and I hadn't figured out anything else. Luke D, hey, another one that I did a good enough job that somebody else thought I'm 2 people. I mean, I do a lot of camera cuts and stuff to make them have conversations, at least so it's somewhat believable. What editing studio do you use? Pulls you in, doesn't it? Yeah, this is actually a lot better than I expected it to be. I totally forgot 100% what I talked about here. I use, excuse me while I itch my nose. It's not a pick, it's a scratch. My nose doesn't exactly line up with the nose on here either. So if I like scratch my lip, it looks like I'm picking my nose on the mask. But if I like push up here, I'm actually picking my nose in real life. Like anyone wanted to know that. What editing studio do I use? I use a free program called Shotcut. SHOTCUT. I started out using that one because it was one of the higher rated free ones at the time. Like no other furry YouTuber uses it or has even heard of it. It's like, I don't know who uses it. A lot of people do, but furries don't tend to use it. I at one point got convinced to, again by Ash Coyote during our a YouTuber panel that I did at Denver 2019. Why is my mask not staying up today? Here, let's do it like this. Okay. I went to DaVinci Resolve and I found that it did not work well for me. DaVinci Resolve is very good at doing things like blur effects on video if you want to blur out somebody's face. But because I do a lot of conversations between 2 characters where I'm playing both characters and I do a lot of little clips back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, with DaVinci Resolve just didn't work. Like it wanted to save every little clip as a subclip, and the file became massive and it would just crash after like 7 or 8 of those. So I only use DaVinci Resolve for blurring and other effects now. I was going to get the paid version of it, but I don't know. Shotcut works for me. It always has, and I'm so used to it. I can edit efficiently. I hear so many people like, oh, editing takes me 6 or 8 or 10 hours to edit a YouTube video. It's so time consuming. I want to hire somebody to do my editing for me. And I can knock out a fairly simple video without a whole lot of stuff like pictures popping in and popping in picture stuff and conversations back and forth between 2 characters. I can knock out a basic video edit, like a 10-minute video, in an hour. And I just don't really have much motivation to move to a different software because it works for me and I'm quick with it. Yeah, I do. It's kind of like I don't want to insult anyone's intelligence. I want to make it. I don't try to really pretend that I'm two different people, but it's fun when people think I am. I make it as believable as I can. I mean, honestly, yeah, it's there's only so much you can do to make it believable, and then Curie is another. Eventually, or originally, I was going to make Curie actually talk and try, but I wasn't able to. I'm not confident enough that I can do a convincing female voice, and so I just kept her as a squeaker. And squeakers are cute too. Squeakers are a totally valid type of fursuit, so I'm just going to keep her as a squeak. Yep, Justin, I still use Shotcut to this day. I uploaded a new version of it. It doesn't automatically like tell you that there are new versions available. So I've been using the same version for like 2.5 years, and I just randomly checked one. So I was like, oh, duh. There's been like 16 new versions. So I upgraded it and to the new version, and it's good. It just works for me. Okay, I'm not good at typing and talking at the same time. I probably shouldn't try to walk and chew gum. Furry on YouTube. Sorry about that. My best friend Zane got home from work and shot me a message there on Discord. Actually did a video on us about redefining relationships. We were at one point, well, we're still, I don't know if we can figure out if we're partners or just best friends, but don't know if we really need to define that. I mean, we've been he's been the best friend I've ever had. It's been 3 years now. We've been talking every single day. We hung out at Megaplex together, so sort of getting off topic. What streaming software are you using? Jeremy Herrera. I am using Streamlabs OBS. It's a pretty common one. A lot of people. There's another Streamlabs software too. I can't remember what it's called that some people use. It's an older version, I think. This is Streamlabs OBS. You can do a lot with it, and it's fairly easy to figure out and to get set up. The only problem is that you can't. You have to get the paid version if you want to simulcast on YouTube and Twitch. And that's such an antiquated term simulcast. It's like when they used to broadcast on two different radio stations or TV stations at once. But yeah, for the free version, you can do either YouTube or Twitch, but you can't do both at the same time. Effects tracking all these things in DaVinci Resolve works, but yeah, honestly, yeah, DaVinci it was overkill for me. And again, if you want to just do like these little clip, like if I was having a conversation between Riv and Lurks, Resolve, there may be a way to do it that I don't know about, but Resolve wants to save each little one as a separate video. And sometimes I'll do like 30 or 40 of these when I'm having a conversation, like the random insults and ones like that. And it would get like 8 or 10 of them, and it would just become so huge that the program would crash. And I would reopen it, and it would crash. And I would reopen it, and it would crash. And finally, I'm like, screw this. I'm going back to Shotcut. And then I discovered the new version of it, and it was like, I'm just going to use what I'm used to. No reason to reinvent the wheel. I know I missed a question. Can you show me via Discord? Oh yeah, I'll send you a link, Justin, to the Shotcut software. I mean, like any editing software, there's going to be a learning curve, and you're going to have to watch a lot of tutorials, but there are some good tutorials actually made by the makers of Shotcut. It's free, and once you figure it out, I mean, it's like anything else. You pick something, you get good at it, you're going to be comfortable with it, and you're going to be comfortable with it, and it's just going to work for you, or you're going to decide it's not, there's something missing and move on to something else. But I thought once I got used to Shotcut, it was just a really efficient little program to use. And now I actually have a really good PC that can render it quickly. That was my problem. I was using an old Windows 7 PC, and it rendered it so slowly. So as I suspected, Yanni is telling me that yeah, there's a way around that, but I have no idea how to do it. And yeah, Resolve is just going to be reserved for special effects for me. I was going to actually buy the paid version of it at one point, but then like I'm not paying $300 for something I'm not going to use. All right, let's go on and see how this one ends, because I do not remember any of this.
I try to monitor messages and stuff. I'm not super active on the main Fur Affinity site because I'm not a visual artist. I'm more of a musician, which I'll talk about in just a second. So as you can see from the intro to my video, I am a guitarist. I'm also a bassist. Been doing it for a long time. It's one of my favorite hobbies outside the fandom, and I'm kind of combining it with the fandom. So at the beginning of every video, I'm going to play a little different snippet of a song on guitar or bass. Some of them will be original, me just noodling around. You know, some of them will be bits and pieces of other people's songs. If you guys have any ideas, put them down in the comments, and maybe that'll inspire me to learn some new music. That would be really cool. So if you think you might enjoy watching my channel, like, share, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. I am going to be uploading on a regular basis. I should have some good content. I'll have some just general furry stuff, general discussions, con videos, maybe do some hotel reviews or con reviews, stuff like that. I'm not really sure. If you guys got any ideas, let me know, and I will make videos if I see some good ideas. Thank you for watching so far. I hope you enjoy my channel. I'll be back next week with another video. For now, Lurks over and out.
Wow. The difference, the big shocker in that one is the difference in background. Well, had a white wall. Eventually I hung up that tapestry with the bears on it. I took it off my futon and hung it up. But yeah, white wall compared to what I have now. I mean, compared to the guitar wall, I've come so far as far as my set. We can see in the very second one, the lava lamp appears. So this was planned early. But it's funny though, it was really accurate what I said in that first video and what the channel actually became. It was I am honestly surprised. I did a really good job, much better job than I thought on that first video. I knew the video recording quality itself was going to be good because I was using my DSLR that I use for still photography, so I knew that was a good. Oh yeah, that clap at the end. I hadn't started the over and out thing yet with Lurks. I don't know why. That somebody told me, I think, to do that to signal. It was for a cue when you're editing, but I didn't realize that I was not editing audio and video together, so it was totally pointless to clap. That helps when you're editing, when you're recording audio and video separately like I do now. It helps to have a clue like that, but honestly, you can just look at the waveforms. If you record audio with the video and also the separate audio, you can just sync up the waveforms, and then you can mute the audio that was actually part of the video. Is a lot easier than doing silly stuff like clapping. So one of probably my most, no, actually not. I want to bet that my second most watched video ever is Fursuit Commission Nightmare. I didn't realize this was my second one. This was talking about getting scammed on my first commission of Riv. I got scammed badly out of $2,700 by some scummy person on Fur Affinity forums. She would have done a terrible job, and I got my Sparky commission a year later anyway, so it all worked out, but this was super popular. This is a very highly watched, and I mean, I've realized 7,000 views is ridiculous for most furry YouTubers. They'd be like, what? I got that in one video, in 1 week on a video, but I don't have a whole lot of subscribers and viewers. I keep to my, well, here on the third video, we see me talking about that. I've kept to my standards and kept everything family friendly, and maybe that's hurt my views a little bit, but I don't care. Wow, top 10 favorite fursuiters. I remember that one. This one was not much. Nobody wanted to see my photography. Adopting characters didn't really hit that. Oh, furry drama. That one got. Oh, that one, yeah. Oh, let's talk about furry drama. We're going to have to watch this one together on the stream. Yeah, the guitar challenges started right there. And then I talked about on Odin Wolf's channel, I talked about Yeah, I did a collab with him where I talked about my fursuit commission scam. I got scammed on my first fursuit commission. This is where I got this head, though. This head that is now Lucia's shadow. It was really bad. I have a picture somewhere. Maybe I can bring it up. But it was terrible when I got it. It was, and this is the refurbished version of it that I started wearing here and is still in use to this day. Obviously, they did a good job with it. Yeah, the furry drama. This one was, I learned my lesson on that. This was, oh, I don't even want to name the person, but this was somebody who was being very, there's always someone on furry social media or YouTube who's being very controversial, saying political things that are not popular opinions in the fandom. Right now, it's Diesel Raccoon. But a few years ago, it was somebody called Dojo Dingo. Screw it, I'm going to talk about him. It was Dojo Dingo. And Dojo Dingo was doing some really... Why is my border is like totally not matching up with my webcam at the moment? That's weird. But yeah, old Dojo Dingo was... Why am I not... Sorry, I'm trying to fix my border around my webcam. Who cares? We're just going to leave it like that. Okay, but anyway, yeah, Dojo Dingo was... he brought like a semi-automatic rifle to a furry convention and was like filmed himself in his room with it and stuff and was saying a bunch of stuff that got people all riled up, kind of like Diesel Raccoon today. There's always got to be one of them. And yeah, I got one of my friends got into it with him on political stuff on Twitter or something, and I jumped in, and some of Dojo's friends kind of attacked me on here on YouTube, and I realized starting furry drama is not good. If you don't agree with somebody, let other people start drama with them and just watch and laugh at it. So I don't get involved in that stuff anymore. Yeah, Dojo's gone. He actually stayed gone, unlike a certain other person who popped up again yesterday or the day before. He said he was going to leave, and yeah, he did. He did some really irresponsible stuff, and he stayed away, but I don't even want to get into this other one. I'm not even going to mention their name. They don't deserve views. They don't deserve attention, because that's all they're after by trying to come back. They're just trying to get attention. But yeah, furry drama. So adopting characters into... Okay, this right here, this is the biggest surprise in the history of my entire channel. To this day, I do not understand this. 7.3 thousand views on naming your characters. Every time I look at my analytics on YouTube Studio, it doesn't matter what I've released lately. This is consistently one of my most watched videos. It always is up there. To this day, 3 years later. It says 2 years, but it's actually just about 3 years since I released that. People love this video, and I'm going to actually, in the next couple weeks, I'm going to do an update on an updated version of this one, because people just, I guess that topic just needed to be discussed and nobody had done it yet. Everyone's really interested in what I had to say about naming my characters. Still to this day, I don't understand why that's so popular. I thought it would just go nowhere. Whereas I thought, for instance, this one on dealing with bullying would be a really successful video, because so many of us in the fandom were bullied when we were kids. A lot of us are... there's not too many of us in the fandom that were like the popular jocks in school. A lot of us have social anxiety or autism spectrum, stuff like that. And I thought it would really be a topic that people would relate to in dealing with bullying, which I did. I was bullied pretty badly in grade school. I was a little bitty, non-athletic, not completely nerdy, but intelligent kid. And yeah, nobody watched this. Nobody wanted to watch that one. 455 views to this day, but naming your characters is my single best, I think. Let me check. Maybe the Sparky. Okay, yeah. Riv Unboxing was this is my number one, because Big Suit Maker unboxing is always going to be a popular topic. I don't think I have anything that's got more views than that one. I don't know if any of you really care about how many views my videos have. Oh yeah, older furries, those of us over 30. Oh my God, I'm over 30. I'm old. But yeah, Riven Unboxing was the Rivon Unboxing. Rivon is actually his proper pronunciation of his full name, although everyone talks about Riv. Here I interviewed my fursuit maker. Grey Realm Studio made this Lurks 1.0. It was made by Grey Realm Studio. I interviewed her at Anthro Weekend, Utah. Really nice background there. I like that background. She has her own original species, and she's wearing her suit there. It's kind of cool. What else did I do? Should you telling your friends and family you're furry, and should you tell them you're furry? Underwear and naughty fursuits. This is the first time I think I told the story of TFF 2018 where the underwear party guy was harassing me because I had undies on my suit. And then I started wearing them on my head like that, and people weren't giving me funny looks anymore. I guess a lot of people assume that underwear on fursuits is you're being naughty and you're signaling that you're I don't know, sexual or something. I don't really know what they assume, but they think at first undies on fursuits are a risque thing, and I don't even care anymore. I don't care what people think. Like I wore undies on the video, my guitar unboxing. Like Flea, the bassist from Red Hot Chili Peppers, he just used to wear nothing but tighty whitey underwear on stage, and I was like, I'm gonna put my undies on. This is gonna be funny, and I don't care what people think. If they think it's something other than that, they can. I'm gonna wear my tie-dye undies with pride on my fursuit. People can think whatever they want. I get why Ragehound considers herself old. Yeah, she's younger than me too. Yeah, that was the first the undie. I bought these at TFF 2018 in the dealer's den. These old hippies, this old couple, they ought to be well into their 70s, like original 1960s hippies, were selling all this tie-dyed stuff, and they had all these tie-dye, tighty-whitey underwear. And you can see they're like Hanes or Fruit of the Loom. They're just like these high-rise grandpa undies, but they're handmade tie-dye, and I thought they were really cool. And they also look like the design ended up looking like a Tide Pod, which that Tide Pod meme was all the rage around then, so I thought that was funny. But yeah, some people were giving me dirty looks when I was walking around the con with undies on my suit, like I was... I don't know. Yeah, the infamous undies. Yeah, I don't know why Ragehound considers herself old. I'm actually probably a couple years older than her, and I don't feel old at all. Like, I literally don't feel any different than I did when I was in my 20s. It's just like, there's no difference. I don't really look that much different. I don't feel different. I mean, one of my knees is kind of screwed up from running, but it's like, I don't know, age is just it's just such a dumb thing that people put this arbitrary number like 30 and say that you're old. I mean, life expectancy in the United States is like probably mid 70s at this point, and that's including all the people that have health problems that die young into that life expectancy average. So, I mean, if you're lucky enough not to have any chronic health issues and you take care of yourself your whole life, you can realistically almost expect to live into your late 80s or 90s even. You know, unless you have an accident or something unexpected. It's like, how is 30 old? Come on, that just, to this day, it just seems so stupid. I still consider myself a young adult, and I will for many more years. I mean, when I'm in my 40s and probably even up to 50, or I'll still probably feel like a young adult. I don't know. I just don't see age changing me. It really doesn't. I mean, honestly, things are better for me now that I'm a little bit older because I have a good job. I have a little bit of discretionary income to go to cons and to have fursuits and to have all these nice guitars and stuff. I mean, heck, I went all the way out to Australia for a furry con. I never would have been able to do that if I was like 21. And now at least I have, I'm certainly not by any stretch of the imagination, wealthy or even upper middle class, but I make a good enough income, and I'm not married. I don't have any kids, so I don't really have, and I live in a cheap cost of living part of the country. So it's like I thoroughly enjoy being in the fandom at my age. I think it's the best age for some reasons to be here. Late 70s. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, that's what I figured. And I mean, again, that's taking into account all these unhealthy people we have in our country who don't take care of themselves or who are unfortunate enough to have a chronic disease or to have an accident or something and that die early. I mean, when you consider, somebody who's just lucky and is genetically just has a good luck with it, doesn't have any like chronic diseases or anything, and you don't let yourself get too overweight or get diabetes or heart disease and stuff like that. You exercise, you eat decently, yeah, you can make it, I mean, in pretty good shape, still totally functional up into your 90s these days. And so 30, I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I think gray muzzle, I don't think that we should, it's unfair to put a number on that. If somebody identifies as a gray muzzle, that's when they should be a gray muzzle. When and only when they identify as a gray muzzle. And I have friends that do. I have a friend, he was at the first Furry Con in California in 1989. He's probably 55, 56 now, and he identifies as a gray muzzle. And he's definitely showing some effects of age. You can tell. And he's fine with it. He's proud of that. And I know people who are proud of that term. But to me, I'm just like, I don't like the gray muzzle term. I mean, I just think it doesn't apply to me. I mean, I'm not gray. There's nothing about me that's old just because I've reached the age of 30 and a few years beyond that. So what else did I do videos on? Let me know. Do you want me to play more of these? And which ones do you want to see? And which ones do you want to watch and do some commentary on? Oh yeah, this one. There was that whole meme at the time with his name is Court. I'm sorry, not his. Her. There. We're gonna go with there. I'm not sure what their pronouns are. Currently, Court's husky, used to be Fjord Frost, had this whole meme where they'd be like, I'm gay. Although they're pansexual, actually, I think. But I did this whole thing. I'm a. At the time, I am asexual spectrum, but I am not as asexual as I thought I was at the time. I've kind of figured out a few things since then. Still generally asexual, but I did a video on that with the asexual flag there. Started doing, oh wow, these are bringing back so many memories. I've forgotten so many of these. This one, I didn't realize this was 2 years ago. This one seems like this 2.5 years ago. Wow, I've had that guitar for 2.5 years. So which one of these do you want to watch, if any? Or do you want me to just keep talking and answering questions and stuff? I'll do that too. I'll do whatever you want me to do. We can watch another one. Yeah, this one with that, I don't know if you can see it behind me. Yeah, you can see it in the mirror behind me. I'm going to try to point to it in the camera. Wait, it's there. That is the guitar that I bought, and I complained about this. I bought it used, and it was listed as perfect condition, mint condition, and it had some buckle rash on the back, which is where your belt buckle rubs against it and does some damage. And I called the guy out on it. I was like, hey, this is not mint condition. There's buckle rash on this guitar. And they were like, I don't know if this person was rich or like terminally ill or what was going on, but they're just like, hey, I'm really sorry. I'm going to send you a refund and just go ahead and keep the guitar. And I'm not going to say what I paid for that guitar, but this was not a cheap guitar. This was not like something like this is an American made, it was actually a custom order American made guitar. It was expensive and they just gave it to me. And I was shocked. I was like, what? You're just letting me keep your guitar? And I know it wasn't stolen because, well, if it was, they wouldn't give me my money back. And B, they knew too much about it for it to have been stolen. It's kind of an unusual guitar in that, like my bass I just got yesterday, it was ordered from the GNL custom shop. Like somebody, I think it was actually a guitar shop actually custom ordered it and then sold it. Unlike like me, I custom ordered for myself, but I think a shop actually ordered that one new. So yeah, it was an expensive guitar, and I complained about one little thing, and the guy was just like, "Keep the guitar and have your money back." I don't know, very generous person. Okay, let's keep talking. Nobody is Oh, the Riv unboxing. Yeah, that was that was good. I really like that one. We do have to watch that one. I'll keep talking for now, and then we'll watch the Riv unboxing. That one was that was a good one, and everyone enjoyed it. And I wanted that one to be funny. I just had this idea, like, okay, what if everyone does this stereotypical fursuit unboxing? You know, they talk about who they got it from and what their character is, and they show the box because the fursuit maker usually draws art on the box. And they take their knife and they open up the tape and they open the box up and there's a garbage bag inside, and they undo the garbage bag and they start pulling the suit out piece by piece and commenting, "Oh my God, it's the feet! Oh my God, it's the feet! They're so cute! Oh, look at how fuzzy they are! Oh my God, look at the claws!" And they comment like that on every piece until they take the head out last and then they put the suit on. So I was like, I want to kind of do a joke. I want to do a joke and actually just unbox the entire suit with me. I'm just going to come out of the box already in the suit, like I had flown from New Zealand inside this giant box. It took me forever to find a big enough box to fit me in there. I was like dumpster diving through the recycling where I lived. Thankfully, it was in an area where there weren't a bunch of people seeing me do that, but I was literally like inside the cardboard dumpster trying to find a giant box that I could fit in. A. Johnson, yeah, over 30. Nothing wrong with over 30. We are over 30 and proud of it. We watched Fursuit Undies video. Yes. Absolutely. T the one. Okay, heading out for the night. Hey, thanks a lot for stopping by. You stayed up really late, especially considering it's like a school night there. T is one of my longtime subscribers, by the way. T is from Norway. So it is. They don't have daylight savings time there, I don't think. So I'm a little confused, but it's probably at least 2 a.m. there. So they stayed up really late watching my stream. Thank you so much for watching. Fry Cookie, heading out. Okay, see you later, Fry Cookie. Yeah, so let's check this one out. Let's do the undies. And then
it was really cool because it kind of was tie-dye and matched my scarf.
No. Let's watch it from the beginning. Oh, okay, my intro music was in this one, so a little loud. What song is this? I am having a good evening. We're celebrating 3 years of uploads on YouTube. You see my lava lamp going. You can see the focus is actually correct. I think I manually focused by putting my fursuit head up on something where I was going to be sitting and then dialed it in on the camera. So this one looks better. And it's in 1080p. Unlike
hey, Lurks the Wolf here, back at you with another fast and furious flurry of Furry. Congrats to Bruzo Dragonius for suggesting Get Lucky by Daft Punk, specifically the bass line.
That's what it was.
That was a fun guitar challenge. This was the first guitar challenge in the new format where I draw them at random. It was actually a very recent suggestion, but I happened to draw that number, and that's the one I played. I'm having tons of fun playing all your guitar challenges. Just remember, keep it to something that I could reasonably learn, rehearse, and record within 2 to 3 hours. I've had to throw out a couple of them that were just way too complicated, crazy technical metal solos and stuff like that. I just unfortunately don't have time, and in some cases don't have the skill to do those. Secondly, make sure if you're going to submit one that there is an actual playable guitar part in the song, or there's a piano or other instrumental part that can be interpreted with the guitar. I did get one challenge that I wasn't able to do because there really wasn't anything I could do on guitar in that song. I'm going to be getting some really cool Ribbon Lurk stickers made up as a fun little prize for people whose challenge I select. If I select your challenge, you can find all my social media at the end of the video. Hit me up on one of my socials, let me know you saw me play your challenge, give me your address, and I will send you out a sticker.
Not once in the entire history of the guitar challenges did anyone actually request that I send them a sticker. But yeah, that was early on in the guitar challenges. That one was Bruzo Dragonius, another early subscriber. I've actually met him in person at Fursuit in Australia. And he's going to be talked about. I think I'm going to talk about him in my next video, actually, because on unique fursonas, because he's got an Argonian, like from the Skyrim franchise, an Argonian fursona that's really, really unique. Bruzo comments on every one of my videos, and really good person. So yeah, doing a lot of talking about the guitar challenges on this one. So there's probably the stickers did happen, although I had them when I had my fan club art. Alerts fan club art made. I had stickers made up from that, and they were on Teespring. I just basically have been ordering those for myself and handing them out to people who ask for them. My fan club merch didn't really take off in sales. I think the 5 or 6 people who wanted one of my t-shirts bought them in like the first 2 weeks, and that was the end of it. Anna music. What is your favorite music from it? And mine are Pipe Dreams and Pogo Sticks. I'm gonna have to look that up. I'm not familiar with Anna music. Oh, undies.
So this week's video is about an experience I had wearing underwear on top of my fursuit at Texas Furry Fiesta this year. By complete coincidence, I decided to do this topic about a week ago, and some controversy has erupted in the last week surrounding some YouTubers who have been doing some explicit videos on the side involving fursuits, and that sort of spilled over into people wearing sexy looking provocative underwear on top of their fursuits. I have in fact worn underwear over my fursuit in public. It wasn't meant to be sexy or provocative, it was just meant to be a joke, but it didn't necessarily get taken that way by the people who saw it.
Yeah, definitely not sexy or provocative when you're rocking the Hanes Grandpa Tighty Whities. Even though they're not white anymore, they're still tight and high rise and definitely grandpa. Although they do look a little bit skimpy when they're on the fursuit because it makes them tighter. I will admit that. I was not talking about anyone on YouTube specifically here. This was somebody at Texas Furry Fiesta this was a creepy guy that came up to me and was really excited about my underwear on my fursuit.
I was at Texas Furry Fiesta last year having a great time. There was this old hippie couple who were selling a bunch of tie-dyed stuff in the dealer's den. Among that was quite a selection of tie-dyed underwear. I saw one that not only was really cool because it kind of was tie-dye and matched my scarf that I wear, but it also looked like a Tide Pod, and this was during the 2 weeks where the Tide Pod thing was actually happening before that meme thankfully died. Anyway, I thought they'd look hilarious on top of my fursuit, so I bought a pair of them, and I started wearing them around the convention. I started noticing pretty quick that I was getting some weird looks from people. I think it was a combination of people who thought that I was using them to cover up some type of access holes in the crotch of my suit, which I do not have, by the way, or I was wearing some type of diaper over my fursuit, which is a really ineffective place to wear one. So I kind of ignored that. It was like, hey, people don't understand, it's just a joke, haha, whatever. I was down at karaoke one night, and some dude approached me and was like, "Hey man, do you know if there's an underwear party going on?" I was like, "No, dude, I have no idea." So like 5 minutes later, he comes back and he's like, "Hey man, are you sure there's not an underwear party somewhere? These clothes are like feeling really heavy. I'd like to get them off, man." Again, I was like, "No, dude, go away. There's no underwear party. Leave me alone." That sort of started freaking me out, and I realized that some people were getting an odd impression of why I was wearing underpants on top of my fursuit. Around that point, I made the decision to make it obvious that it was a joke and actually started wearing them on my head. The effect of that was actually way better. People realized immediately it was a joke and started laughing at it and taking pictures and things like that and making jokes about it. So I think if I ever wear my underwear again, I will put them on my head rather than my crotch.
Yeah, if I do wear underwear on my fursuit at a convention again, I will actually wear them on my head because I just don't want people getting a bad impression. On YouTube, I don't care. Once in a while, I'm gonna rock out the undies. Yeah, that dude was a total creep. So this was, I think I had started doing the mime over audio by this time. I can't tell if I'm doing it or not, so maybe it's better than I thought. The lava lamp is in full effect. Like I said earlier, this broke actually, but it was the worst accessory ever for a YouTube video because it literally took 2 hours to warm the damn thing up. before it started lava lamping. It just took forever to get the wax to melt. So I had to turn it on 2 hours before I started filming. Got the bear tapestry rug thing up. I got my con thing up there. Yeah, I don't even know where that is. I was a wolf at that time. I actually had a certified wolf thing from Mary Mouse. I don't even know where that is. I'll have to put that in, find it and put it in my scrapbook. My certified firefighter thing. And that's going to be my... wonder what con badge this was. Oh, I was still... was he still Rivendell? This had to be MFF. Wow. Or maybe it was TFF 2018.
Was not my last encounter with Underwear Party Man. He actually found me on Sunday, the last day of the con, and asked where I bought them. I was polite enough to point him to the area of the dealer's den where this dealer was, and I guess he got himself a pair of tie-dyed underwear, and God knows what he did with them. So just a little word of warning, if you think it's funny to wear underwear or a Speedo or something on top of your fursuit, you may attract people who don't understand that it's a joke and are a little bit creepy. And as far as the controversy on these suits, I will not give you the name of them because this is a safe for work channel, but suits that allow access to the crotch. I personally think they're pretty gross, and I kind of wish they didn't exist, but a tiny minority of people in the fandom actually have them. If you have one, that's your thing. Do it, be you, but please don't put that stuff, whether it be videos or photos, up where the general public can find it. Keep it to where people who know about it and are really looking for that kind of content are the only ones who are going to find it. Imagine if a parent of a young furry who just told them about the fandom was doing some research, trying to figure out what their kid was into, and came across one of those videos or photos. Not only would it permanently stain that parent's view of the fandom, but it would probably cause them to ban their kid from looking at any furry content and kind of traumatize the kid too. So there's my 2 cents on that. Feel free to like, share.
All right, that's about the end of the content on that. Yeah, some of these early videos, I was a little bit, I probably came across as a little bit of one to lecture on keeping things safe for work. And, I don't have a problem with that stuff as long as, I guess the point that I made in some of these early videos was like, do your thing, enjoy it, but, put it somewhere where kids aren't going to find it or where people that don't want to look at it are not going to have it shoved in their face. Like, hashtag stuff and things like that. But the way I said it in some of these early videos maybe came across as a little bit different than I wanted it to. Hey, Fernando, what's up? But yeah, this was definitely one where I was doing the mime over. I was recording audio scripted, I believe, and then I was playing that back on my computer while I was filming video, and then I was miming over it. That was, a lot of people didn't like that. It actually, the audio sounds really good. It's just, you can kind of tell if you're paying attention that that's what I'm doing. So, yeah, that technique went away eventually. So finally, yeah, August. So I got Riv. He showed up from New Zealand. I was actually going to be at a convention when he was set to arrive in the United States. I was at Denver 2018. So I had Sparky actually send him to the... and A. Johnson, thanks for the shout out, the reminder, the tribute to Lemonade Coyote, another emergency responder furry who tragically died in a ambulance crash in 2013. I didn't realize it was that long ago. Wow. But yeah, I got Riv. He actually arrived in 2 boxes. I got 1 box, but I didn't get the other one. I think on like Thursday, the first box arrived, and Friday, the second box arrived of Denver 2018. And they get delayed because I didn't realize I had to pay customs on them. So I got this email. They were like, "You need to pay us $130 something." I'm like, "What?" And then so my packages got delayed. So I almost didn't get him in time for Denver, and I didn't bring lurks, so I didn't have a suit there if he didn't arrive. But thankfully, he arrived 1 box one day and 1 box the other, and I debuted him at Denver 2018. And he really went over well. People were really impressed by that suit because not a lot of people in the U.S. had Sparky suits at the time. A telephone actually came up to me out of suit and was like, "Hey, who made that suit? That is an amazing suit." She really wanted to check it out, and I didn't recognize her at first. And I was like, "You look familiar. Who are you?" And she's like, "Eno, telephone." I'm like, "Oh, I know. Wow, that's a big compliment." And then Sunny Dingo actually talked to me about the suit for a while too, so that was really fun. Unboxing that suit, and the suit is in. I've been meticulous about keeping it in good condition. I can't believe it's 2.5 years old. I'm just shocked by that. I've had it for so long. It's still in really good shape. I did have to get the feet redone recently. They were pretty beat up because they were indoor feet, and if you use indoor feet on anything other than like clean carpet, they're going to get ruined. Yeah, they're going for Sparky suits are so they're like 10 to 12,000. She auctions off the base price of the suit and they go for so much money now. Riv was not that much. I mean, Riv was expensive for a fursuit at the time, but this was back before the price. She had just started doing the auctions and she had a fairly low buy it now option, and I bought it now because I was bidding back and forth with another person. I think that ended up being the Golden Retriever. They got theirs the next commission she did. But then she started, as the auctions progressed, she got rid of the buy it now price and realized that people were willing to pay $10,000 to $12,000 for one of her suits. Oh, Sparky Halloween special. We are definitely going to watch that one. That one is a short one and it's a good one. That's one of, in terms of like cinematography, that's the best one I've ever made. I actually did some pretty, I mean, it wasn't Hollywood level stuff, but it wasn't like B-movie level either. It was actually some pretty good filming there and with lighting and stuff. So let's check out Riv's unboxing. That intro music is finally going to be retired, I think.
Sure is lonely living up here in the middle of nowhere. I wish I had a friend.
Oh, my laptop. They got also.
Let's
actually
see.
Every
Mail
object
order
other than my
brides.
fursuit in that room got broken when I moved to New Mexico. The lava lamp got broken, and this laptop got broken.
It sounds like too much responsibility. No, we're gonna skip that. Sparky's mail order friends. That looks interesting.
I totally forgot about this video. Sparky's mail order friends.
Ooh, that one looks cool. Wow, he plays guitar and everything. I just click buy it now and wait for my new friend to arrive.
Adam Holtz, yeah, there were a fair number of us at MFF. The last time, strangely enough, I did not bring my Sparky suit to MFF, and there were 6 Sparky suits, I think, that got together at MFF for a picture, and I photobombed them in my Kaiju Costumes Lurks 2.0 suit. So, but yeah, there's probably like close to 20 of us in the U.S. now. And of course, I have 2 of them now because Curie is also a Sparky Can Do suit. Yeah, this box took forever to find one that I could actually fit inside. Whew. You can totally tell I'm faking the box being heavy. It's just an empty box.
My new friend is finally here, all the way from New Zealand. I am so excited. I can't wait to meet him. Let me read the instructions first. Congratulations on your purchase. Your new friend has been sedated for shipping. Use the attached syringe to reverse the effects of the sedative and begin enjoying your new friend. Sounds simple enough.
That actually sounds kind of cringy. I forgot I had to like inject him to bring him back to wake him up from the sedative. I don't remember if I actually found an expired syringe from work or what I used for that. I probably did. You can see I stuck the Sparky Can Do label on the box, even though that's obviously not the box the suit came in. It was 2 boxes taped together. It was 2. That's what I did. I had to tape 2 boxes together. Oh my god, this is hilarious.
There he is. All right, buddy, we'll be hanging out in just a second. I promise you this won't hurt a bit.
I did actually have a syringe, I think. I must have got an expired one from work that was going to be thrown away. But you can't see it. I could have used a pencil because you can't see. Oh, there it is. You can see it. It is actually.
There we go. He should be awake any minute now.
It is actually a needle. You can also see that I used to wear a blue Under Armour, and the suit head fabric didn't completely cover it with that suit, so there'd like be this blue that appeared on my back sometimes.
I don't feel so good. What happened? Where am I? Who are you?
I'm Lurks the Wolf.
Hey Lurks. Nice to meet you. I'm Rib. Where am I?
We're in Colorado.
Oh, Colorado. Cool. Like Denver, Colorado Springs, Fort Collins. I bet there's tons of stuff to do around here.
We actually live on a mountaintop in the middle of nowhere.
On top of a mountain in the middle of nowhere?
Which we did at the time.
All right then. What exactly do we have to do up here?
Well, you play guitar, right? We could jam out and make videos.
Yeah, I play guitar. Well, I guess that doesn't sound so bad. I think this will be fun.
Yeah, it's funny. You can see that I think the left ear is totally not even with the right ear. I had to send the head back after a few months and have her fix that because the ears used to be totally uneven. And she said that they were even when she shipped, and maybe it was just sitting on that ear during shipping, but yeah, that had to be fixed actually. And like how Riv's suit fits your body so well, that is intentional actually. I told Sparky I wanted it to fit like hers. And of course hers, she can retailor hers if she gains or loses weight, so she can make hers super form-fitting. I was like, I exercise a lot. My weight does not fluctuate. I want mine tight. I want it to fit like yours. So she actually made it, when you see the whole suit, you can see how tight and form-fitting it actually is, which makes it look really good. And there's actually chest padding that can hold cooling packs, which is why the chest looks poofy like hers. The chest sticks out kind of like if an animal were to be standing on its hind legs. A lot of suits don't really have that effect.
Now, excuse me while I get out of this box. Whew. That's nice to be out of that box for sure. Well, here I am, all unboxed.
There I am, all unboxed. Justin, I have always had actually digitigrade suits. I've never had a plantigrade suit. Lurks 1.0 was a fairly crude digitigrade because Grey Realm was still, that was her first, Grey Realm Studios' very first digitigrade suit. So there were actually pillows, like triangular pillows that were just like Velcroed inside the legs. But yeah, I've always had digi. I don't find it to be uncomfortable. Rib is super comfortable because the digitigrade is so tight. And it's actually a pair of tights that you like spandex with the digitigrade in it that you put on first, then you put on the suit. And actually Lurks is kind of like, new Lurks is kind of like that too. But I've never found digitigrade to be uncomfortable. Well, I take that back. Lurks 2.0 it has huge, thick thighs. Like his digitigrade is very exaggerated and just large, and he can be challenging. He can be a little tiring to walk in. So like I will not bring Lurks back to MFF like or a con where you have to walk a lot. I'll always bring Riv. And Curie is like, she's only going to cons where she can be like a second suit. Because I don't even want her to be a primary suit at a con because she is so hard to walk in. With that drop crotch, Curie is like, you walk this far per step. You just waddle and teeter back and forth with Curie. So she's definitely a con where I'm at the main hotel and she's not my only fursuit for that con. But she hadn't been to a con yet, sadly, because they were all canceled. Denver and Anthro Week in Utah are the two that I go to that I can drive to, and they were both canceled last year, and unfortunately maybe again this year. There are actually two cons in Phoenix that I can drive to now that are actually closer, but I don't know anyone who goes to those. And like I've said before, I learned my lesson on that. I don't go to cons where I don't know people and I don't have friends there who are going to hang out with me, because otherwise it just gets boring and not that much fun. I remember finding an old Sparky video where she showed off the suit before she shipped it to you. Oh, you're right. Yeah, she did. I think she had like her friend's baby riding on the back or something. I vaguely remember that. She used to be a lot more active on YouTube. She used to do videos for every suit. She's not really doing much on YouTube anymore. Maybe she is, and I'm just not seeing it. But it gets hard to be a full-time suit maker and also making a whole bunch of YouTube. Okay, let's see my my cinematic debut here, my film directing debut, the spooky Halloween special. So right about in between the fursuit, this one here, the fursuit unboxing video, and right after this one, right after I got back probably from Alamo City Furry Invasion, right here, I moved to a new house. And this is actually filmed in it's an enclosed porch area and the garage of my new house. And by new, I mean new to me. That house, it was a stone house from the 1930s. And so this was actually my house here that you see in the creepy Halloween video. This was a 1930s stone house, and I had to heat it. The only way to heat it was with firewood. And it was a nightmare. It was a 600 square foot house, and I had to dump a log into the fireplace every 15 minutes to keep any heat in that thing. It was the worst house I've ever lived in. I was in it for 6 months, and I ran away screaming. It was kind of a creepy house, actually. It was really old and just weird. So let's check it out. Marcus, did you grade be my second planet for my main? Yeah, I don't blame you there. I know a lot of people definitely like I got to find a different mask for doing this. This one didn't like to stay up. A lot of people like the freedom of motion of Plantigrade.
Hey, Riv. I had to step out for a bit. Can you get the Halloween decorations out of the basement and set them up while I'm gone? Thanks, Lurks. Sounds fun. Oh, great. The lights burned out. Like this old basement wasn't creepy enough anyway. I guess I'll have to go old school and use a candle. Halloween decorations. Where would Lurks have put them? Nothing over here. Don't see them here. I've never opened this door before. I bet they're in here. Who are you?
I am called by many names. Death, the Grim Reaper, Thanatos, Anku, San La Muerte. But that is irrelevant.
Why are you in my basement?
Your time has come, Rivan. I come to reap your soul. In a grim manner.
But why? I'm too young. I'm only 25. It's not my time. Please, no.
Pleading will not help you. Now come with me.
How did I get chosen? Is it like some kind of grim lottery or something?
There's an algorithm. It's complicated. Now shut up.
Oh, there's an algorithm. It's complicated. Now shut up.
There must be something I can do to change your mind. I'll give you a sandwich.
A sandwich? Really? Billionaires have offered their fortunes to me to no avail. Do you really think I would be swayed by a sandwich?
I'm going to be optimistic and say yes. Maybe you had a light lunch and you're really hungry?
Oh, I'm going to be optimistic and say yes. Death can be swayed by a sandwich. I'm here to reap your soul in a grim manner. The audio, I remember the audio editing on that. I had to drop the pitch like quite a bit, and then I added a reverb effect to make that. That was actually just my normal voice, and I used some audio effects on it. This is funny, actually. I did a good job on this. I'm proud of this.
Death does not eat. Now stop babbling and prepare to die.
It's a black bed sheet, actually.
Dude, I can't believe you fell for that. Wait, did you pee yourself?
No. Maybe just a little bit. Yes. I'm gonna get you for this, Lurks.
That was epic.
Jerk.
Hey, it's your buddy Lurks here. Hope you enjoyed
Oh, yeah, you can see the basket of firewood there in that miserable little house. Oh, man. I forgot how well done that actually was. I need to do more like that, because that was actually surprisingly good. I think I made one somewhere where Riv got revenge on Lurks. I can't remember what it was, though. Wow, I did not remember. That video was actually really good. I almost can't believe I made that by myself. I mean, not to pat myself on the back too much, but that was pretty good, especially for an early video. That little house was like, it was so perfect for that video. I mean, it was a terrible house to actually live in. It was miserable, little stone, uninsulated turd of a house. It looked like, I mean, nobody here probably remembers the Flintstones, but if you do, like, because our like parents or grandparents watched that when we were kids, or when they were kids, but yeah, it looked like the Flintstones house. That's what it was like. It was having just bad memories of that little awful iceberg or igloo of a house. That's what it was like. It was like a stone igloo. And yeah, I am doing both Riv and Lurks. There's a lot of camera trickery making it look like they're actually face to face. I have never had anyone play I've never had anyone else in my fursuit, except, well, one time I had Lucius Shadow in old Lurks while I was in Riv, and I made a little joke like, hey, see, we're obviously two different people. We're both standing right next to each other, even though he was in this suit at the time, which was Lurks 1.0. Lurks 2.0 is now a much higher quality suit. I'm not going to say a much higher quality suit because this one was good. The head wasn't very good, but the body was pretty good. But Lurks 2.0 is at another level. Kaiju Costumes is a legit top tier maker. I don't know if it was cold because it was it was cold because I never did see anything creepy or legitimately scary in that house, and it was actually in good condition. It was renovated and it was made of stone, but like in that room I was in for most of that, the room Riv was in was like some of the grout was coming out of the stones a little bit because that wasn't. It used to be the outside of the house, but it was enclosed into a porch where you would have seen if you could see further in back in the shot. That's where my laundry machines were. But yeah, the problem with that house was it was stone and it was uninsulated. It was just stone and plaster, so it had no insulating qualities whatsoever. So the heat, it actually had forced air heat, but it did nothing. Like it would blow hot air into the room and it would just dissipate. So the only way you could actually keep it warm was to have this wood stove just cranking in the living room and have the fan going to disperse it throughout the tiny house. It was only 600 square feet of living space. It was like barely bigger than, like a big fifth wheel RV or a big motorhome would not be much smaller than that house was. And then Lurks was standing in the garage. Actually, that wasn't the basement. I played it off as being the basement, but it was actually the garage. Yeah, it's fun doing both of them, and now 3 of them. I need to get more squeaky. I need to get like a mouth squeaker I can use for Kiri to make her actually like more expressive squeaking. Yeah, that house was definitely somewhere you did not want to live in the winter. I burned 4 cords of firewood that winter, and it was just miserable. Like I would come home from work, I would go outside, I would collect wood for the evening out of my wood pile. I would split the wood. I'd have to bust one of them up into little slivers kind of to make a little log cabin thing with kindling underneath it to get the wood stove going because it was a finicky little stove. And once it got going, it was every 15 minutes a log went in because I'd start off with pine and then I'd go to cedar or juniper because it would burn longer once it got hot. And then the end of the night, I would take a massive chunk of cedar or juniper that filled the whole stove when it was just red hot with embers, and I'd shove that thing in there and I'd turn the stove way down and I'd go to bed, and then that would burn out right as I was getting up in the morning. I would never live in a house like that again. I've got gas heat here and it is beautiful. This house cost me $45 to $50 a month in gas to heat it to 70 degrees in the dead of winter. And it does actually get cold here. And then the rest of the year, I'm only using gas for my stove and my hot water heater, so it's like $10 a month. Oh, I love living in a modern house, and the internet here is lovely. So what? Wow, we're already at 1 hour and 40 minutes. So let's, I'm going to keep this going another 20 minutes. This mask is rubbing on my nose. And if anyone out there wants to watch one of these other videos with me and comment on it and talk through one of these other ones, we can definitely do that. If not, we can just talk and I can answer questions and whatever you want to do. This is your night as much as it is mine, celebrating our 3rd anniversary here, uploading YouTube content already. Wow, time has gone by. Of course, 2020, the entire year went by like it was a couple of months. It was so weird. It was just, there was no stimulation. There was just nothing. It was just inside hiding the whole year. Thankfully it went quick. It would suck if it was the other way around. If it went slow, that would have been miserable. I'm glad it went fast. I did not have any, unfortunately, did not have any access to any harder wood than cedar and juniper in Colorado, because it was all evergreens that you could get there. Like, yeah, I did have some. I had like one occasionally you could grab some like apple wood or something. Justin, let's talk about the outros. What specifically about the outros, Justin? Yeah, 2020. What a hopefully that's the worst year of our lives. Hopefully nothing happens worse than that. I mean, it was pretty bad. Let's just scroll through. Creating your own species. I'm surprised that didn't really... Nobody watched that. Obviously, I learned these never do well to help me make my channel updates and the like 2,000 subscriber special. Nobody wants to watch those. And part 2s and part 3s. Ooh, man. If you ever make YouTube videos, never make a part 2 or a part 3. Just give it a different title. Because if you put part 2 or part 3 on something, no one will watch it. Your views will be abysmal, even if part 1 did well. Yeah, there is a massive blizzard in Colorado right now. My sister's dealing with that. She's got 28 inches of snow at her house right now. Thankfully, I'm in Colorado. I mean, not in Colorado, no. I am not in Colorado anymore. I am in New Mexico, and I avoided the storm barely. Like your new guitar. Thank you, A. Johnson. The outros, outros change a lot. Yeah, they have. The intros and outros have kind of morphed over the course of the 3 years. Now, at one point during this, all of the music that you heard was my own composition. The intro music I composed, it's like 5 seconds. I'm taking too much credit for that. I recorded myself. The outro music, the dun 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 dun. That's mine as well. And for a while, the background music was me doing a walking bass line. I found out eventually somebody told me, thankfully, that they're like, why is all this static in your background? And I realized they were watching on a phone or a small format device that didn't have a speaker capable of reproducing that bass. So the bass in the background, the thum, 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 just sounded like static if you didn't have an actual speaker that you were listening to it through, if you were listening on a phone. So I quit using that. Lesson learned there. Like some people they're just like, the sound quality's awful. There's all this noise in the background. They didn't even realize it was bass because they didn't have a speaker that could reproduce those frequencies. Outros are, I don't know. I would like to, eventually my goal is, I would like to have an animation for the intro, and then I'm working on new intro music. I've already written it. I need to get something down with my bass. T, the one who was on here earlier from Norway, knows how to program drums, so he's going to put some drums. It's going to be drums, bass, and guitar. I'll have this, brand new. Nothing is wrong with the old one, but you just have to refresh things every once in a while on YouTube. So I'll have new music, and I'm hoping to eventually get somebody commissioned to make an animation for the intro, and then the outro is just going to stay the same. It'll be that really pretty banner art from of Riv and Lurks with their elbows locked, given the devil horns sign, and with that, I want to keep the outro music because it works well to end the video. It's softer than the beginning. The beginning is the intro music I'm using right now is very in your face. It's loud. It grabs your attention. That's what it's supposed to do. That slap bass, bow, 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 bow. And then the outro music kind of trails off softly and resolves back to the root note and sort of is a very good ending. So I'm going to keep that the same. But yeah, animation for the intro would be awesome. If I get somebody to just do a simple animation with my characters. You really don't want the intro to be too long. Like, you want it to be less than 10 seconds, preferably like 5 or 6 or 7 seconds at most. Because people can if it's too long, people will click off of it. Oh, look. What a wonderful moment. We have our first troll on one of my streams ever. So, yes, kindly go do a physically impossible act to yourself there, troll. That's actually awesome. Thank you for being the first jackass troll on my stream ever. Oh, you're just lucky. If you didn't already go away, you're lucky I don't immediately know how to block you. Or you would be gone so quick. Oh, they shut up anyway. Does anyone know how to block somebody from these chats? Participants. Ah, never mind. I got it. All right. Anyway, we're just going to ignore the troll. You can say whatever you want, troll. We're going to ignore you. We're not going to give you the attention you want because you're a little insecure 13-year-old who just wants attention, probably. So anyway, back to what we were talking about. Scroll through some more videos, see what was going on. Anything else? Wow, still Lurks 1.0. I made a lot of videos as Lurks 1.0. That's funny. I'm actually proud of getting the first troll on my... So, oh, finally, here we go. Yeah, 1 year on YouTube. So it was 2 years ago that I got... Yeah, it was because I debuted Lurks 2.0 at TFF 2019. So yeah, I did... This one wasn't very good. I just did this silly thing introducing... Like where he doesn't know that he's actually the same species as Riv. Isn't great. Q&As. More con videos. Oh, this one was cool. I got interviewed by a furry publication. And then my 30 is old discussion about older furries. Interview of Sparky that happened at Furdu. Oh yeah, this guitar. Another guitar unboxing. I kept this guitar for like 3 months, I think at most. Beautiful guitar, but I couldn't justify keeping it. Too much money tied up in that guitar. Oh. Let's see, representing the fandom positively. Another one, I got some flack from this one. More people saying I kind of came across as lecturing people about NSFW stuff. So, like I said earlier, there were some times when I kind of came across like that when maybe I shouldn't have. But not like I'm going to take any of these down. Yeah, I maybe have to set up somebody as a moderator. If I'm going to do more of these streams, I'm going to get more trolls, I'm sure. They can. Oh, you actually have to go to YouTube. So, because I got OBS doing it for me, it automatically connects to YouTube. I don't actually have... Wait, duh. I have YouTube open on my main screen right here. Oh. I literally have YouTube open on my main screen right here. Duh. Mode Cassim. Let's see. Oh, maybe I spelled it wrong. No, I didn't. Okay, whatever. We'll worry about that later. Yeah, so we're just getting into Lurks 2.0 here. Getting into Furdu 2019, my journey across the Atlantic to Australia. That was epic. That was an epic trip. It took me over 30 hours of travel to get there, one way. 6-hour drive to Salt Lake City, 2-hour flight to LAX, 5-hour layover at LAX, 12-hour flight to Auckland, 4.5-hour layover in Auckland, 3.5-hour flight to Gold Coast Airport, Australia, and an hour van ride to the con. Yeah, I have no idea how to do that. You'll have to tell me later. We're just about we got 10 minutes left in the stream anyway, so I will figure that out later. And like it said, it looks like they went away pretty quick. They did their spamming and their trolling and they disappeared. So back to con videos. Which furry convention should you attend? Another one. I can't believe this one didn't do better. There's no real way to. Oh, here's my most controversial one right here. This really unpleasant person was threatening to go to Midwest Fur Fest and bring with him some of the people who belong to one of the groups that stormed the Capitol a couple months ago. Lovely group there. Thankfully, they didn't show up. Some more stuff talking about... Oh, this is a good one. This is a good one. Let's watch this one. Let's watch this one. This is one of my favorite ones here. The Weezer Sweater Song parody. Singapore, I don't know if they do have any fur cons. There's one in Taiwan. Singapore might have one. But yeah, this one's funny. I was really proud of this one. I had Stormy actually appeared in it. Lucius appeared in it. Sky Arrow Oryx appeared in it. Maybe some other people too. This is a good one. Let's watch this one to close out the night.
It's not a question, but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. Well, I hope you had the time of your life.
Yeah, there's Lucius.
Hey Fuzzies, it's your buddy
Singing with
Riff here
me.
again. That little teaser you just saw was a cover of Good Riddance by Green Day, done by my friend Lucius Shadow and I.
So that was me and Lucius there at ACFI, where I filmed this in ACFI 2019, I think. And yeah, he brought his mom's old guitar. The strings on it were probably 30 years old. It was pretty rough, but I was able to tune it up and play it. And we filmed that. He sang a rendition of Good Riddance by Green Day. Yeah, I agree with you on that, Yanni. I think it is unlikely. Here, I apparently had my exposure set horribly on my camera. Way too much light. But, you know, again, with the white wall, it's hard to avoid that. Looked like, wow, I had gained some weight there, too. Look at my beer belly. Like, I've rarely had that much of a beer gut. Must have been all the
Now,
food
some
at
of
the
you who've been
con.
watching this channel for a long time might be like, wait a second, isn't that Old Lurks? Yes, it actually is Old Lurks. He is now Lucius Shadow. He has his own channel. You can see the full version of that song on his channel in the link below. This week is the music video that I filmed at ACFI. It's a spoof of the Weezer song Undone, better known as the Sweater Song. I put a little bit of a furry spin on there and had some friends help me out filming. Thanks to Stormy, Treble, and Skyro, and of course Lucius Shadow for being in the
Totally
video with
did not
me.
have my
Also, a
head
big
adjusted
thanks to the
right
guy
here
who
because the
filmed it.
moving jaw
I
wasn't
can't
moving at
remember
all.
your name. I swear I immediately subscribed to your YouTube channel when we met at the YouTuber panel,
You have to
and for some reason the subscription just like
Tilt the
disappeared.
head
I can't
up so
remember
my
your name,
jaw
but
is
whoever you are,
engaging
thank
with
you
it
so
really
much
well.
for
I
helping
didn't
us
do that
film.
here.
Please message me and let me know who you are. Please consider supporting my channel
Okay.
by checking
Blah,
out
blah,
my
blah, blah,
Teespring merch
Yeah.
and my Patreon in the links below. All right, with no more
So this
further
is how
ado,
the actual
here we
video
are.
starts, music video for the
Fuzzy
song
Sweater
starts out
Song.
upside down in black and white. And then it flips over.
Hey, bro. How we doing, man? It's been a while, man. That's so rad. This one's my favorite, man. Don't you love it? Yeah. Oh, man, you want a beer? Oh, man, yeah, bro. This is the best. I'm so glad we're all back together and stuff. It's great, man. Yeah. Hey, did you know about the party of the show? Oh, man, it's gonna be the best. I'm so stoked.
Yeah, I was holding my DSLR in my hand. I should have used a phone.
Furry, goddamn, I am. I can sing and be so fuzzy. If you want to destroy my fursuit, hold this thread as I walk away.
Hey, what's up? You hear about the party?
Stormy.
Oh no, it gone, bye bye, Fursuit, help me, Sparky, If you want to destroy my fursuit, hold this thread as I walk away. Watch me unravel, I'll soon be naked. Lying on the floor, I come undone. If you want to destroy my fursuit, hold this thread as I walk away. Watch me unravel, I'll soon be naked. Lying on the floor, I come undone. I don't want to destroy your fursuit. Let's be friends and just walk away. It's good to see you lying there in your under armor. Lying on the floor, I've come undone.
Oh, another classic there. That one was so much fun to make. Yeah, that was it. We got a ball of yarn and made the fursuit come apart. Also realized at the end of that my crotch was disgustingly sweaty from being in my fursuit. It looked like I... Never mind. Are those... Yeah, destroying a ball of... It was a huge one, too. It was like that. It was like a football-sized ball of yarn we used for that one. Yes, the guitar was out. I missed the beat there in the beginning of the guitar solo. But that was a karaoke track I was playing over. I'm actually shocked that this video didn't get copyright monetized. But the bots, that karaoke track was different enough that the bots didn't pick up on it. Are those tea bags? Which, huh? Justin, no. What, I don't, it was a ball of yarn. I'm not sure if there's something in the background that looked like a tea bag, but we were not having our English high tea at the time, no. Yeah, that was a good one. I actually got, I was trying to get Sparky and Sherbert to help me out with that one, because they were the guests of honor at that con, and I was hanging out a bit with them. And Sherbert had some other thing he had to do as a guest of honor, and he was like out of suit and not in the mood to do anything at the time. That was Sunday evening, because I always film stuff like that on Sunday evening at the con when the con starts getting boring and the events are done. So Sherbert didn't show up in it, but I was able to get Stormy at the last minute. I saw Stormy, I was like, I'm just going to go ask. So Stormy and Treble appeared in my video briefly. That's like the biggest furry, like fursuiter that's ever appeared in one of my videos, I think. And it was for like 5 seconds, but it was still cool. Stormy is a very good person. Well, no, actually, I take that back. I was in a video with, I've been in a bunch of Odin's videos, and then, of course, the Sparky interview I did. Sparky's got a couple 100,000 subscribers. Cool. So there it was. That was our 3-year anniversary celebration live stream here on YouTube. Thank you. It was amazing seeing so many long-term viewers show up. I mean, some of you have been there from the beginning. And thank you so much for tuning in. It was awesome to see you. I really appreciate it. I mean, the fact that you've been watching my videos and my streams for 3 years is amazing. It makes me feel really good about the content that I'm making. And Rebecca Rondell, wow, another one from the very beginning. How you doing, Rebecca? Yeah, you have been. I remember your name from way back early. Yeah, less than 200 at the time. I was very much, I mean, not that the numbers mean that much. I was hoping to make it to 4,000 by the 3-year mark, and I got really close. I'm at like 39, 31 or something. I was hoping to get there. It didn't quite happen, but I'm still gaining subscribers and doing well. And I realize now that when I started, I mean, maybe I had a little bit of a desire to get more popular in the fandom, and I kind of expected, maybe I'd have 10 or 15,000 subscribers by now. And now, after being on chats with a lot of bigger furry YouTubers, I just realize I'm lucky that I'm where I'm at right now. 4,000 subscribers is a good place to be. Like, if you get 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50, 100,000 subscribers, you end up getting more and more people constantly trying to contact you who want to interact with you, and it can overwhelm people to the point where they just don't answer comments anymore, and I don't want to get there. I answer every comment, or at least react to it. And I answer direct messages as long as they're, some people just push it too much, and I have to block them. There's probably only 5 or 6 people I've ended up blocking over the years. 2 of which were former friends who turned against me and started leaving nasty comments on my YouTube videos, who I decided I didn't want anything to do with anymore. And then there, just a few people who were super creepy or annoying. But for the most part, I've had I'm at a good size right now, I think, in terms of the channel, and I'm growing at a good pace to where I'm not going to get to the point where it's irritating and it's stressful. It's still fun, and that's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be fun to do this. That was one of the reasons I quit doing the guitar challenges, if anyone was interested in why. I talked about it on my videos, but the guitar challenges they stopped being fun and they started being stressful. It started like on Monday, I would be like, oh my God, I'm doing a video this week. I have to learn this guitar challenge. I've never heard this song before. It looks hard. There's no tutorial for it. And I'm just stressing, trying to master this song that I didn't really want to play in the first place sometimes, and that I often had never heard of before. And it was so, once I said, hey, you know what? These have run their course. We rocked out over 100 of them. It's time to move on with the channel. The stress level went down. And now I play whatever song I want to play every week, something I'm motivated to learn or I already know. And I do that on Twitter and Instagram. Sometimes I include it as a bonus in the end of my YouTube video, but usually I forget. And that's a lot more enjoyable. And it's actually, people really like that on Twitter and Instagram. They love my guitar playing, more so than I think it contributed to my YouTube channel. A lot of people when I asked if I should keep doing them, a lot of people were indifferent. Only one person strongly said yes. One actually said, oh, thank you for discontinuing those. I hated those. Oh, yeah, T the one. Oh, I'm sorry. I hope I didn't wake. Well, no, I couldn't wake you up doing a stream. You're back, though. But, yeah, I remember when you hating me for weeks because that Metallica challenge. Yeah, T the one. This was like, it's so weird. Like, sometimes the songs, the guitar challenges that seemed like they were going to be the most difficult ended up being not easy, but, I mean, pretty quickly doable. Sometimes the ones that you think are going to be easy end up being so difficult. And it was a Metallica song. It wasn't even a solo. It was like just a James Hetfield picking thing at the intro of the song. And the picking pattern of it was like so weird. It was nothing I'd ever seen before. And I was just, it sounded so easy, and it should have been so easy. And a lot of guitarists would, like even beginner guitarists, would probably pick that up and just be like, what are you talking about? Why is that hard? But for me, it just did not click with my brain and my fingers, and it was so hard to play. I think it was an obscure early Metallica song. I think it shared the same title, I think, at first I thought it was a Kansas song, but it was actually a song with the same title by Metallica. It was Fight Fire with Fire, I think. Or Fire with Fire or something like that. I wish I had just played the Kansas song, actually. I did a bad job on the Metallica song. I am wearing the mask because I don't really do face reveals. I value my privacy. I have a job where I'm in a position of public trust, and not that I really care because I'm a safe for work furry. I don't care if people find out, but I'm not going to push it toward that happening. I mean, I prefer my privacy and to separate my personal life from my furry life as much as possible. So that's why I disguise myself. The main riff is I imagine. I do not like that song. I don't ever want to attempt to play that one again. That was so frustrating. I don't know why. It shouldn't have been that hard. I mean, nothing Hetfield plays should be that hard because he's basically the rhythm guitarist. He does solos here and there, but this was a rhythm piece, and it was just I don't know why that one was so hard. But some of them were, and then some of them that should have been really hard, like the solo from Comfortably Numb. Gilmore's stuff is not easy to play, but I was so motivated to learn it. I wanted to learn that because I love that solo, and it was something I knew and I was familiar with, so I think that really helped. Sometimes if it was a song that I was like, yes, I want to play this song, it was kind of motivating. Yeah, the guitar challenges. I think I closed them out pretty well. I did some of the ones that I'd given up on. Like I was able to play a little bit, like maybe a 15 second snippet of Cliffs of Dover by Eric Johnson. It's one of the most difficult songs to play. He plays guitar like somebody would play piano. His technique is so difficult to master. I mean, he's one of these virtuoso players that is just not quite, most people can't replicate. His playing is just like, the jumps it makes on the guitar fretboard are just bizarre. They're just not something that's natural to most players. So, yeah, I think the guitar challenges ended around the 100 mark. I'm proud of how many I did. It actually made me a better guitarist. I actually learned some stuff, and today I'm a better guitarist than I was 3 years ago, and that's saying something because I really I had kind of stalled out and plateaued in my progress, as all guitar players do. I was kind of at a point where, whether it's guitar playing or playing any instrument or weightlifting or whatever, you hit plateaus where you just can't keep going, it seems like. And the guitar challenges and the YouTube thing actually helped me do that, and I can hear that I'm a better guitarist overall now than I was then. So that's pretty cool. I really should just take the stupid mask off. It keeps falling down and annoying me. I'm going to use my other one. I have like a werewolf mask that's not as furry as this. It's a little bit more horror related, but it fits better. So, wow. Yeah, over 2 hours, having a good stream here. I'm glad everyone enjoys it enough to stick around. Had fun watching some videos. We can watch more if you want. I don't necessarily have to stop. I mean, it's getting close. 8 o'clock my time, which is in 7 minutes. I probably am going to go ahead and take off. My mouth's getting dry. I need to just relax for the night. My best buddy Zane's probably going to be streaming by then, and I like to watch him stream games and chat with him at night. That's our quality time we spend together is in the evening. He's a much more experienced gamer than I am, so we usually don't actually play anything together. I usually just chill and watch him stream and then keep up with my Discord server and some furry YouTuber chats over on Telegram that I'm pretty active on. It's funny that you'd think the furry YouTuber chats on Telegram would be like Majira and Marks Barks and all these huge names chatting, but it's not actually. It's people with anywhere from 300 to 5,000 subscribers who are the ones that are the most active on the furry YouTuber chats, which makes sense, I guess, because we're the ones that need advice and need to figure out. Some people want to get bigger. I don't really care at this point, although I was frustrated for a while that my channel wasn't growing. Like I was talking about earlier, I'm good with it, with being smaller. I just don't want to get overwhelmed and be, have to hide in my hotel room at cons because the second I leave my hotel room, I get mobbed with people wanting pictures and stuff. And I'm more than happy to take pictures with people, and I can deal with that. I don't have as much. I mean, I'm socially awkward sort of in terms of going up to strangers and meeting them, but I'm not, when I'm in suit, I'm totally fine with people interacting with me. It was Brimstone. Yeah, this was a nice walk down memory lane, as you put it. It was pretty fun. I honestly had not watched some of those videos since I made them, and it was so funny to see my progress. If anything I can take away from tonight was that actually my videos at the beginning were better than I expected them to be. I'm actually surprised looking back on them that they weren't more cringy or weren't worse quality. I mean, there were some focus issues on some. There were definitely some audio video sync issues on some. That was because the PC I was using didn't have enough power to really be doing 1080p video editing. So it was overwhelmed, and it would get really not glitchy. What's the word I'm talking about? It would get it would kind of stall, and it would be very hard for me to figure out when stuff was synced perfectly. So there was definitely some mistakes along the way and some quality issues, but not nearly as bad as I expected. I honestly think I did the right thing by waiting to start my channel. I didn't just throw a phone up against a stack of books and, sitting at a crooked angle with bad lighting and start blabbering. I actually thought it out, and I planned for more than a couple months, probably 4 or 5 months before I started my channel, and made sure I had the equipment I needed, make sure I had the lighting I needed. That's the biggest thing for people that I see, honestly, is lighting issues. They don't use enough lighting in their videos. They're videoing in a dark room, and they're like, I filmed in 1080p. Why is my video all grainy? And not realizing because their light is so low that the phone or whatever their camera they're using is having to compensate for that by raising the ISO sky high, which makes it all snowy, and you might as well have filmed it in 480p. All right, A. Johnson, 9:54 p.m., heading to bed. All right, I think we're at a good stopping point. We're about to hit 8 o'clock my time, which is time for me to relax and chill. Awesome walk down memory lane. I appreciate, again, so much everybody showing up. So many long-term subscribers. I mean, I'm honored that so many people have been with me for these 3 years. And I'm going to keep going. I'm not going to give up. I know at times I've got frustrated and been like, I can't get any new subscribers, or, whatever. I'm going to stop doing this. But nah, I'm in it for the long haul. I'm going to be persistent and keep going. I may not make content every week, but at least every other week, and probably I try to do at least 2 out of every 3 weeks to put some content out. So, oh yeah, Rebecca, I remember that one too. I'd have to find where that's stored. I have a copy of that in my art file. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. That's another thing I need to acknowledge, all the people that have given me amazing artwork throughout the years. I mean, I've gotten some fan art that was just so cool and so beautiful. And I don't care whether it comes from, I'm honored to get it no matter who it comes from. If it comes from, a kid who just started drawing and other people would be like, oh, that's not very good. I'm so honored. I think that's just as good as if somebody were a better artist. The fact that they felt like giving me that. So I am so appreciative if people actually feel like giving their time to make art for me, and it's amazing. Like I said, I enjoy little pieces of fan art sometimes as much, or simple pieces of art as much as I enjoy something like, some epic art commission like that. I mean, I gotta say, this is my favorite ever. This took months to get and was a pretty amazing thing, but all artwork is good artwork because people put their heart and soul into it, and it's a gift from them to whoever, and much appreciated. Yep, thank you. I'm going to keep going with this. I see no end in sight to my my content production. At some point, I will probably move more toward, probably a little over 5 years from now, I may be in a position where I can make more content. Not necessarily be a full-time professional content creator, but my job situation may change a little bit to where I have more time. It's one of the limiting factors right now is time. I have sometimes I work 40 hours a week, sometimes I work 50. If there's an emergency, I got to go sometimes in the middle of the night on my days off. So definitely a limiting thing. Sometimes I need my days off to just chill from work. Oh, okay. Hey, perfect timing actually for us to end this one for the night. Justin, thanks for reminding me. Odin just went live. It's his birthday stream. Wow, it's his 30th birthday. So Odin is now, in some people's ridiculous opinion, a gray muzzle because he's a whole whopping 30. If you've seen Odin in real life, he looks like he's 22. You'd never guess he was 30. But yeah, if you can move on to his stream if you want to. I bet there's some fancy thing you can do if you're like on Twitch where you can send people at the end of your stream to somebody else's. I don't think YouTube can do that. But anyway, I'm going to sign off for the evening. Thank you so much for showing up. Well, I'm going to try to make these streams a more regular thing. People seem to enjoy it. We have a good conversation going, whether we're watching a video together or I'm playing a game or whatever's going on. I mean, the comments section is rocking and rolling. We're having a good conversation. So I need to get off my my butt and start doing more streams. There's no reason I can't just jump on after work and do a stream. Thank you, Marcus, Justin, Adam, T the One, Rebecca, Fry Cookie, A Johnson, Yanni, Brimstone. Who else joined us today? You've been the most... no thank you to the troll, but thank you to the troll for saying what you had to say and going away quickly because I didn't know how to block you. Yeah, I think that's everybody who's still on. Thank you all for stopping by, and as somehow has become my customary sign-off when I'm Lurks back in Trucker CB Talk, Lurks over and out.